Marriage is the hardest job I've ever done in my life. Marriage is a full-time job. It shows up every day. There are no sick leave. There are no personal days. So basically, your life is the work of loving this person, for better or for worse, sickness and in health, for zombie attacks. I'm there with you forever, honey. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Black on Blending. Black to the Blending. How you guys doing? If you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing below and turning on notification bell so that you are notified every time we post our video. Yes, so today I'm just going to be sharing with you guys 10 tips that I have learned in my years of marriage. So the first thing that I learned is that love is a choice and it's not a feeling. There are going to be days when you wake up and you don't feel like loving this person at all, but you just have to continue and show this person that you care for them and you want to be with them, and you will just bounce back. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, I've fallen out of love. Girl, we all have. We all have fallen out of love. I feel like love is an act. Yeah, I think it's almost like an act. It's something that you build on. It's not a feeling that, oh, I feel like I love you today. No, I just feel like there are days when I woke up and I looked at my husband and I'm like, are you sure this is what you want? You know, there are days where I woke up and I didn't feel like loving him, but I made the choice to love him and to show him that I do love him, you know. And number two, for me, it's important for you guys to have your alone time. So everybody knows that when we got married, there was already a child in the mix. So we didn't have a lot of these, oh, let's enjoy each other before we get a child. There was already a child in the picture. So basically what we did is we did date nights when we could. And when we couldn't do date night, we basically just put our son to sleep early at about 7:30. And then from 7:30, it's our time. So we'd watch movies together, we'll watch reality TVs, we'll have conversations, you know, or sometimes we'll just have like game night where we'd play games with each other. And yeah, that actually helped us. It helped us a lot. And number three is assume the best. I know that when something happens, when your partner does something that upsets you, the last thing you think about is his intentions. I feel like it's important for us to remember that our husbands or our wives or our spouses have the best intentions for us. So when somebody does do something, or when your partner does do something, always try to see it from their point of view, you know. Sorry guys, I have a little book, that's why I keep looking down. And then number four is what are your thoughts, you know. And it's important for you to always keep like checking your thoughts. Like it's always like you sit and you think of yourself like, okay, do you think positive about your partner, you know? Do you dwell on the negative things? Like there's just all these negative questions, or there's all these questions that you have in your head that you ask yourself. But for me, I just feel like all these negative questions, they kind of eat away from your happiness, and you don't want that. So when these negative thoughts come in your head, or when you start thinking of all the bad things, like all the mistakes he's done, and you're trying to bring it up, I feel like it's super important to always just trace back, like, my marriage is important, I want to be happy in my marriage, so therefore I'm only going to have happy thoughts. Number five is there is nothing more important than marrying somebody who has a sense of humor. Guys, it is essential. During the lockdown, I feel like I kind of felt that. Like, if I married somebody, or I got married to somebody who had no sense of humor, the house would have been boring. You know, like, it was so nice. Like, okay, I personally don't think I'm funny, but people say I'm funny. But I know my husband is the funniest person I've ever met, right? So during the lockdown, it was amazing. We joke with each other, we tease one another, because I feel like life is already so difficult. Laugh, you know? Like, it is important to laugh about things. So I'm just so grateful that when this lockdown did hit, my husband and I were already married, because I think it was the best 6 months of our lives. I think, yeah, 6 months of our marriage, yes. So number 6 is never say the D word, which is divorce. I know we also went through that in our marriage at the beginning. We threatened each other with divorce. We joked about it. And right now, when I look back at it, I feel like when we did make the promise not to use the D word, when we made the promise that we are in this to win it, when we made the promise that no matter how hard it gets, we are going to be each other's ride or dies and we're going to be there with each other, I feel like it became so much better. You don't have to overlook, overthink that, okay, maybe he's really serious that he's going to divorce me. So for me personally, divorce is a word that should never, ever, 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 ever be said, mentioned in a marriage. And number 7 is to speak well about your partner, whether you are speaking to your friends, whether you're speaking to your family members. I feel as if when you're speaking to other people about your husband or your partner, it should always be complimentary. You shouldn't go and start complaining, whoa, my husband does this, and whoa, he does this annoying thing, whoa, he annoys me this way. I feel like you shouldn't do that at all. And number 8 is to show appreciation. I know everybody wants to be appreciated, and people are always like, I want my partner to do more, or I want my husband or my wife to do more. I feel like if you want a person to do more, you first have to appreciate what it is that they're already doing, because I can't do more if I'm not feeling appreciated. You understand? I can't do more if you're not even acknowledging my efforts that, okay, this person is changing, right? And number 9 for me is letting go of the past. So in marriage you fight a lot. There's a lot of things that you argue about, there's a lot of things that you bicker about. The last thing you want is to be in a marriage with somebody who not bottle things up per se, but somebody who holds on to things and then throws it in your face. Like when you make a mistake about something, they always remind you constantly of the stuff that they've forgiven you for. I feel like if somebody does something in your marriage, your partner does something, and you say, I forgive you, it should be genuine. It should be something that you should forgive. Because if you say you forgive me, but yet you throw it back in my face, for me, you don't forgive me. And you don't want to be in a relationship or in a marriage with somebody who says, I forgive you, and then in an argument, they start piling, like, yes, you did that day, and yes, you said that, and what. I feel like, no, that's a no go. I feel like that for me is a deal breaker, because you are in this marriage where now you're not comfortable. You're not comfortable because every time you argue about salt, then something that you did last week pops up. Like, no, you did this and I didn't like it, and you did that and I didn't like it, and stuff like that. And and for me, I feel like my number 10, the 10th one that kind of helped us is not only communication, but talking to people, having conversations with people who have been married longer than you. I feel like that helped us even in our communicating. So my husband and I at the beginning, okay, I was really bad at communicating. I don't even lie. Let me just put it out there. I was really bad. I shut down a lot. I found it difficult to express to him how I really felt. If he said something that ticked me off in an argument, I will close like a book. I'm like, I'm not opening. I'm not even gonna try. I didn't know how to fight fair. But by watching stuff like Married at First Sight, by watching boot camps, it kind of helped us. It kind of helped me as well, because in Married at First Sight, they kind of have these couples who meet at the altar. It's called Married at First Sight. So they meet at the altar, and then they start to learn each other, and the experts kind of help them, in their day-to-day marriage problems, because they have 12 weeks, I think. After 12 weeks, they have to say whether they stay together or they get a divorce. So that kind of helped us a lot with communicating, with expressing how we really feel, and also with like our intimacy, because we shouldn't just concentrate on sex on its own. There's more to it than that, And also, we both come from families where our parents had successful marriages, our parents' marriage was successful until my dad and his mom died. So we kind of like crave that. So sometimes when we had difficult moments, or when we didn't feel like loving one another, we'd look at what our parents have been through, we'd look at how they've raised us, we'd look at what we want, because obviously we had a bigger picture of what we wanted our marriage to be like. And like I said at the beginning of the video, marriage is hard. Hey, I know a lot of people just say marriage is hard, but okay, I don't think there's any other way you can say it. Marriage is hard. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment, because that's what it is. It's commitment. It's compromise. There's a lot of forgiveness. There's a lot of anger. But yeah, I think those are the main things that I've learned in my 2 years and a half of being married to my husband. And I feel like it also goes with the person that I kind of married. He was also very patient with me when I was having difficulties with opening up. He was patient with me. He kind of like led the way with me not being able to communicate, and me not being able to communicate of having bad habits that I had. Also came from my past relationships, where you are in a relationship with somebody who kind of made it seem as if your point of views or your feelings didn't matter. So by me getting married when I got married to my husband, I still had that mentality that valid, this is how he also thinks. But he showed me a different side to it, you understand? And for me, I can say 2 years and a half have been great. There's still a lot of work for us to do. We're still trying to get to know each other day by day. And I was speaking to a couple recently, and they said to me that your honeymoon phase doesn't start at the beginning of your marriage. Your honeymoon phase starts 5 years in your marriage, because the first 5 years you're learning each other's habits, you're trying to live in the same house, trying to raise kids, your finances, you're still trying to learn what annoys a person, what ticks them off, how your love language, how you want to be loved, how you want to be cared for. And after 5 years, you've already established where you want to be, how you want to be touched, and you and your partner have this good communication. It's never going to be perfect, because there's always going to be room for improvement. So yeah, and then so I was just like, God damn, I thought honeymoon phase is coming soon. But hey, 5 years. So yeah, basically, I just made this video to share with you guys, like what I've learned in my years of marriage, and I hope that what I have learned can help you strengthen your marriage, and also just help you in any way that it can. The thing that I know is, at the beginning of marriage, everybody wants to just throw in the towel, because and what people do is they want to win the battle, like they want to win the argument, instead of just acknowledging that you were wrong or you were right or whatever. So yeah, I just hope that what I've learned in my marriage can strengthen your relationship or your marriage, and help you grow to be a successful marriage. If you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing below, turning on notification bell so that you are notified every time we post a video. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family members, engage with us in the comment section below, check us on Instagram, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much. This is Black and Blending.